Robin's affairs have taken on a more cheery aspect now that Carl von Dorn has definitely promised her a small part in his new picture. But as yet, Carl has not selected his leading lady. In a conversation with Jimmy Sullivan, he asked the columnist for his advice. Jimmy responded by sending Yvonne Tremaine, well-known actress, to interview Carl. Miss Tremaine is just entering Carl's office.
Oh, Miss Tremaine, I believe.
And you're Mr. Von Dorn. I'm so glad to meet you.
Well, it is a pleasure, let me assure you. Will you be seated?
Have you a cigarette? I've been simply perishing for one.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm so sorry. Here.
Thank you. And now a light?
Hmm? Oh, here.
Thanks.
Now, we'll get down to business, eh?
Business? So soon, Mr. Von Dorn. Oh, I've hardly become accustomed to this simply adorable office. Nor to you.
I'm just a very plain man, quite easily impressed, but equally astonished with this crazy business.
Oh, do you think so? Why, Hollywood's actually drab, my dear. Provincial quite aptly describes the place.
Provincial, yeah, but sophisticated, too. A paradox, eh? One never can predict what her naive children might do. The usual, it never happens in Hollywood.
Oh, Mr. Von Dorn, you know you're quite naive yourself. The usual always happens in Hollywood. Why, we practically keep the same hours as the tradesmen. The parties are as stodgy and as stuffy as any in Kansas.
Oh, yeah, but the people of Kansas make sense. There's a reason for everything they do. There's no reason for Hollywood. It is unpredictable.
You know, you're quite charming. I do believe I'm going to really enjoy working for you.
Yeah. The picture, as you may know, is a story of Hollywood, of the girl who fought her way up through everything.
Yes, I do believe I heard the idea of the story. Nicky Benet's the author.
Yeah.
Dear little Nicky. Such a dear boy. Ghastly, wasn't it? The way he left Hollywood.
Yeah. The part I want you to take is, of course, the lead, Miss Tremaine.
Of course, Mr. Von Dorn.
She is the girl in the script. She's much like you.
A compliment.
I would not say so, but then you will be able to judge. She is very hard, a hater of all men, independent.
Oh, it's not a compliment,
but
then.
Warm of heart, impulsive, generous, and beautiful.
Oh, it is a compliment, then. You know it's going to be a pleasure working with you, my dear Mr. Von Dorn.
Oh, thank you. And now, about the matter of salary.
No, I don't discuss salary. You'll have to see my agent. He handles those matters for me. It's so much bother to worry about contracts and signing things and clauses and all that. Let's just forget the whole matter. Let's just talk.
I appreciate your feelings, but you see, I have so much work. There are so many details to be completed yet before we start shooting.
Now, Carl, must you really?
Well, I've scheduled interviews the rest of the day.
But, my dear, I've hardly got to know you. I came in, and we immediately started talking business. I am Yvonne Tremaine. That's enough, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, but I merely wanted to assure myself that you are just the character I see in the part.
Of course I am. Darling, you didn't doubt it, did you? Now, come, put those old papers away and talk to little Yvonne.
Well, really, my dear Miss Tremaine, I have matters here of the utmost urgent nature. They need my immediate attention. I would enjoy, perhaps, some other time an exchange of ideas, conversation. But right now, I must beg your pardon.
Oh, Carl, darling. Really, you know, you'd like me if you got to know me. Business. Oh, it's so tiring. Couldn't we talk about it some other time?
Well, yeah, we will have to. There's yet the costume fittings, reading rehearsal. I will have to get the script to you tonight.
Oh, how perfectly grand. We can go over the part together. You can explain just what you want.
Yeah, I will see her. In a moment.
Then you will come up to my house tonight. Shall I expect you for dinner, darling?
Well, thank you, Mr. Romaine, but I will have to refuse the invitation. Perhaps some other time.
Hello, Carl. Why, hello, Gert. I haven't seen you in months. How have you been?
I beg your pardon. Are you addressing me?
Why, sure. Now, don't tell me you don't remember Robin Radcliffe.
I don't. I'm sure I can't imagine where we've met.
And think a little bit, honey. It'll come back to you.
You must have me confused with someone else. I'm sorry. It's a date then, Carl, darling. Any time for dinner will do. I'll just be expecting you.
Yeah, but Miss Tremaine, I do not believe that I could possibly...
Carl.
Now listen, Carl. You're not going to hire that dame for your lead. What do you think I came busting in here for if it wasn't just to stall off a crazy thing like that?
Robin. What a confusing young lady. She's like I've never met before. Oh, what a morning. Wait until I gather my thoughts.
It's the old Tremaine influence, I can see that. Oh, Carl, I knew that dame plenty when, and she hasn't changed a bit, except her name.
Only in Hollywood would you find such a person. I started out with the usual interview, and now I have a dinner engagement.
Oh, that's Tremaine. I've never seen her miss.
But she is a superb actress. She was acting when she came in and acting when she left. Yeah, she is exactly what I want for the lead.
And I suppose you've hired her, huh?
Yeah, I guess I have.
Well, let me extend my sympathies then. I'm sorry I didn't get in here soon enough to ward you off. I sat out there in the reception room until I finally figured out who was in here.
Oh, but Robin, a little temperament. Why, I've directed temperamental actresses before. They're just bad little girls.
Gertie hasn't got just a little temperament. She's full of it. Old headache Tremaine. And she's no bad little girl. She's a wicked woman, that dame.
Robin, you exaggerate. She's an amusing young lady, quick to seize a situation and turn it to her own advantage.
Quick. Why, she makes a greyhound look as though it was dying on its feet.
I was ready for the usual innocuous interview, and before I knew it, she had the part.
Yeah, now isn't that a laugh? Oh, Carl, you're acting like a kid.
Is it not a good joke, Robin? A joke on Carl von Dorn.
Yeah, I'm slayed. Tremaine's been pulling that kind of stuff for years. Did you see her give me the business?
The business?
Sure. Didn't you see her upstage me? And after all those years in the chorus. Little wide-eyed Gertie Myers has come a long way since those days.
Gertie Myers?
Sure, Yvonne Tremaine. Somewhere between the chorus and Hollywood, she picked up the name, the accent, and a Russian wolfhound.
Oh, this dizzy business.
I've seen the day when all that dame had was a pair of silk stockings and ambition.
You mustn't lose sight of the fact, Robin, that she is also an actress. A very excellent actress.
Well, of course she is, Carl. But surely there are other girls around who'd be a little easier to work with. I don't see how you happen to even consider her in the first place.
Oh, very simple. Mr. Sullivan recommended her.
Sullivan?
Yeah. Well, of course, he did not interfere. I asked him for his advice.
Oh, I think I'll have to go and see Mr. Sullivan. I've got a lot of advice I can give him.
Hollywood Argus. I'll connect you with the circulation department. Hollywood Argus. Sorry, Mr. Flint's gone for the afternoon. Hollywood Argus. I'll connect you with the circulation department. May I help you, miss?
Yes, I'd like to see Mr. Sullivan.
I'll see if he's in. Your name, please?
Tell him Miss Radcliffe would like to see him.
Miss Radcliffe to see Mr. Sullivan. Mr. Sullivan didn't answer. I'll have to... Oh, here he comes.
Hello, lovely. Well, the magic of your name brought me bounding out of my office like an antelope. Here, right through this little gate here.
Thank you.
Huh? Now, right down this little aisle.
Here?
That's right. Yeah, you're looking practically ravishing today, lovely. These guys around here are burning with jealousy.
This your office?
Yeah, Sullivan's torture chamber. Enter. Well, all this litter and stuff is just the natural course of events, so just push that stuff off on the floor. Well, it's a red-letter day for the Argus.
Sullivan?
Never in the day... Huh? Now what have I done?
Plenty.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't tell me. I'll check back over my sins in the past. All right, when did it happen?
You don't have to guess.
Look at my face. It's as open as a clock. I haven't the least idea of the crime. What is it?
Conspiracy. What's the idea of sicking that Tremaine dame on Carl von Dorn?
I didn't sick her on him.
You sent her up to see him.
Well, I warned him for 3 hours after I happened to just mention her name.
Well, it didn't take.
She set for the lead?
What do you think?
Well, that's a scoop for little James.
You would think of that. You've got printer's ink in your veins.
And love in my heart. Oh, Von Dorn could have done worse.
I don't know where. He's got you to thank for it.
Oh, Tremaine's all right, lovely. Just wants her way once in a while. Von Dorn will get along with her all right.
I seem to be in the minority on that. I know that gal from long, long ago, and neither you or Carl do. She's TNT.
Now, look, Robin, you're getting yourself all worked up. I know. Let's go out and get a hamburger.
Wait a minute. I haven't explained the purpose of my call yet. Briefly, it's this. You'll be doing me a favor and Carl a favor if from now on you'll tend to your column exclusively.
But didn't I try to get you the part? You're not jealous, are you?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I didn't exactly.
Oh, I know what you mean. And only a fathead like you would think of that.
Just when we were getting along so beautifully.
You think I want the part, don't you? You think I'm like all the rest of the dames in this town, huh? Well, just put it down in your book I'm not. I've been around here long enough to know this business, and I'm not asking Carl for a thing, and I wish you wouldn't. I've taken care of myself all these years without your help, and I can continue to do it. Now, stuff that in your typewriter and see how you like it.
Gee, Robin, you're pretty when you're mad.
Once again, Jimmy Sullivan seems to have complicated the affairs of Robin. How will they work it out? And how will Carl Von Dorn solve his problem? Listen to the next chapter.